Okay, here we go. What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to tonight's late night agenda. Now, I won't usually be doing the late night news shows, but Jack has a very well-earned day off today, so I thought let's jump in, let's get the stream going, let's have a little bit of fun today. The Reds are, of course, joint top of the league, which alphabetically we're second, but, you know, we can't help that. Nothing we can do about the fact that Chelsea starts with a C and Liverpool starts with an L. So, look, I hope you've all had a lovely Sunday. Lovely to be here with you guys again. I've missed the news shows. You know, it's Jack's domain now, but I'll slip in tonight and, you know, hopefully I'll do a decent job and Jack won't reprimand me for not being good enough. Look, it is his show. I'm just here to fill in tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, we are brought to you thanks to our friends over at Manscaped.com. Footy is back and our friends at Manscaped are here with a masterclass to get you ready for the new season. The leaders in men's grooming have done it again. They've launched their Performance Package 4.0. Join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with the Performance Package 4.0. Go to Manscaped.com. Use our discount code WFM20 to get 20% off your order and free shipping. The Performance Package 4.0 is absolutely class. It will take your grooming level to the next game. Inside the Performance Package, you will receive the Lawnmower 4.0, which is the main trimmer. You'll receive the Weed Whacker, which is the ear and nose hair trimmer. Both of those are waterproof. The Lawnmower 4.0 comes with a 7,000 RPM motor, a travel lock, and an LED light as well, just in case you want to, as Jack says, have a bath, have a little shave, turn the lights off. You've got your 4000K LED light. You also get your ball toner and your ball deodorant and two, not one, but two free gifts as well. You get the Shed, which is the travel bag that all the goodies come in. You also get the boxer briefs to whatever size that you like. They're really comfortable. I wear them all the time. No joking. And I'm really picky about them. They're very, very good quality. So you can get all of this together, ladies and gentlemen, with 20% off and free shipping by using the discount code WFM20 and the link in the description that lets the guys know with our code that we sent you over, and your balls will absolutely thank you later. Right, folks, how are we? Are we good? Yes. What do we want to talk about? Right, what have we got? Right, I'm going to just deal with something really quickly and then we won't bother going back over it again. Are you stopping that football? Yes. That's the end of that. I don't. Here's something that you learn about me. I'm not going to start bad-mouthing people or anyone behind their back. Don't do it. Never have. Never will. It's not the way I operate. We've dealt with it behind the scenes. I will no longer be there. No bad feelings. I wish them all the best. I carry on. They carry on. We move. Let's not let it dominate the tonight, because I want to come on and have a bit of fun tonight. So let's just concentrate on the action over the weekend. And yeah, there you go. Right, what happened? No, not talking about it. Mark's had a dig at Craig for deciding to end the stream. Hopefully everything's okay. I'm good. And again, I'm not going to speak about other people. All I do is handle what I say in front of a camera. I'm not going to speak for anybody else. I'm not going to badmouth anybody. You should know me by now. That's not the way I do things. I want to just concentrate on the Reds. I want to talk about football. The games that I was doing on That's Football, I'll now start doing over on Craig Station to help to try and build up that channel as well. So if you want to join me for some non-Liverpool games, I'll be doing a few of them over on Craig Station. We've just recorded a really fun video as well for Craig Station that's going to be going out, and we've recorded another one for Anfield Agenda. So we've been busy little bees today, ladies and gents. Hi Craig, any news about the Afcon and if Liverpool will let Sadio and Mane go? I'd imagine that they will, mate. Now look, obviously this situation will evolve as we get closer to it, but from what I'm aware of, the plans are of course to let the guys travel and participate in the tournament. It's not great that it was moved from a summer tournament back into a January tournament, so you know, there is that, but we know we're only going to lose the guys for a couple of league games, and I think, I say only, preferably we'd not lose them for any, but we'll lose them for a couple of league games and a League Cup game, I think, as well, or an FA Cup game. I can't remember which of the domestic cups it was. Craig, are you staying at the late night agenda? No, that's going to be Jack's baby, but what I will be doing is I will be making other forms of content to bulk out the channel and make more of it. So the reason to give Jack the late night agenda shows were, of course, to help build Jack's profile and build up his confidence, and also to free me up to do other things. So whether it's on Craig's station or whether it's making some short form content on here. Now, as always, ladies and gentlemen, we do listen to your feedback. I've been reading some of the comments around Jack not having the same setup as me in studio and all that type of stuff. That is all going to be taken care of. Jack's just moving at the minute, basically. So as soon as he gets set up in his new digs, we'll set him up with the green screen, the full background, and it'll be as seamless as it is when I'm doing the show. So just, we do understand that. I do appreciate your patience actually as well, while Jack's, he's really busy time in his life. He started a new job, he's moving place, so as soon as he gets set up, we'll make sure that he has everything that he needs to make the Late Night Agenda as smooth and as good on the eyes as possible. Look, you've got Jack there, so it's always good on the eyes, isn't it? But the handsome factor will be increased. Keita contract news. Yeah, Dylan, there was something that broke, just one line from a newspaper earlier on to suggest that Liverpool are looking to give was it Keita? Yes, Naby Keita, a new injury. Sorry, I was thinking, did I just answer? Am I answering a Keita question about Mane? But no, it was Keita. Yeah, there was talk that maybe he'll get a new contract, and I think personally, I'm all for players getting rewarded, but I would like them to have earned it. So I'd like to see how Naby gets on with his injuries. Now, if he can keep the injuries at bay, I think we all know there's a proper player in there. So I've no concrete news on it yet, but as and when, of course, I'll be straight on. Hey, Cullen. Hi, Craig. I'm from Wicklow, but living in the US now. Love your show. Thank you so much, dude. You're really kind. That's a very generous super chat as well, mate. Thank you. Really appreciate that. And it's mad. I was on earlier on. I was on this morning. I was over with the guys, Nothing But Reds. Well, I say the guys, it was only Kyle. Steve's on his honeymoon. And congratulations to Steve and his wife, by the way. And I hope they're enjoying the honeymoon. But we were over there this morning as well. And I say this morning, it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon our time. But you know me, folks. It was 9 a.m. their time. And I said to Kyle, who on earth gets up willingly on a Sunday at 9 o'clock and does a stream? But as always, I enjoyed myself over there with Kyle. Good man, Craig, and I'm enjoying Jack's pods when he's set up sorted. He'll be flying, said Jimmy. Yeah, look, I do understand that it's not as visually appealing without the setup and all. I get it. And we are going to sort Jack out. Of course we are. In order for Jack to progress, he needs the tools to do his job properly. So we will get that all sorted out for him. And there you go. Bit premature for an Naby contract agreed, said Mr. John W. Henry. If that's really you, John, can you sort Mo out a contract there, lad, while you're at it? There's a good fella. Support you, mate, said Sari. Thank you, dude. And look, I'm not, as I said, I'm not here. I'm not going to badmouth anybody. I'm just going about my own business, my own way. What happened earlier on, I felt one way about it. I think maybe Mark feels a different way about it. That's okay. These things happen. I'm not somebody that gets into public beef or spats or anything like that. I wish them all the best. They've a good team there. Nothing but respect for me. I'll potter on and do my own thing as well. And hopefully people will keep tuning in because I've enjoyed the journey so far. And, I don't want it to stop here. So loads of stuff coming up. Loads of stuff. I'm going to be here on Tuesday as well. We've got to watch along of the Norwich game in the League Cup to look forward to. Then I'll be doing a League Cup game on Wednesday on Craig's station. And Jack will be doing all the late night agendas. But we want some ideas for videos that you guys want to see. So let me know in the comment section or let us know on Instagram, on Twitter, what type of videos you'd like me to do that aren't late night agendas. So whether it be unpopular opinions or whether it be a top 10 kits or something along those lines. We do want your feedback because at the end of the day, it's your channel. Without you guys, there's no point in turning the lights on. What else is there? Love you, Craig. You're a top bloke. Thank you, Blossy. You're very kind. I think normalising bullying is disgusting, and that's what Mark tried to do earlier, said Hex. Again, that's my fault for reading the comment out. Sorry. I tend to read comments before I process them. I just pick one at random and read it. So I don't speak ill of people publicly. I'm not doing it, and I won't be doing it going forward. So all I can say is, unfortunately, it hasn't worked out. We have a difference of opinion of how the thing unfolded. That's okay. These things happen. We're all big and ugly enough to carry on. And yeah, again, there's no hate for me at all. Yeah, as Philip said, we move on. We move on. Look, yeah, we move on. The Chronicles of Craig series. Oh, do you know what, mate? I just like anything with the word Chronicles in it. So yeah, the Mayor of Football YouTube. he might sign off on that one, you know. The Chronicles of Craig. I don't know what those Chronicles might be, mate, but, you know, we can work away with it. How are we all feeling, by the way, about the league? Because I'm delighted with the start that we've gotten off to this season. To be 13 points out of 15, I think, is pretty good. If you consider, you know, the uncertainty heading into it. You know, we look around, we see United with the signings they made, we've seen Chelsea, Manchester City, and here we are without a £100 million player sitting at this moment in time 3 points ahead of Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. And I like it. I like it very much. I really do. I was surprised today to see Brighton beating Leicester. That was, you know, a great result for Graham Potter and his lads. And they're up to 4th place in the Premier League. Who would have thought it? Now, look, long way to go. Long way to go. And I still believe that the Premier League will end up with the same 4 clubs in the top 4 that I predicted at the start. Hope you're all good. Do you know who our matches or when the Afcon games, please? The Afcon is in January. I don't have the fixtures to hand, mate, but of course, you know, maybe we'll do a few watch-alongs of them at the time. It's certainly something that I haven't really put any thought into until right now, believe it or not. But yeah, leave that one with me, dude, and we'll try and move it on. Any updates on the Salah contract? No, but again, I don't want to say reading between the lines and stuff. Connor sent me something earlier on, so let me just, you know, you've all seen this, it's public knowledge, but I just want to grab it and just show. So Mohamed Salah posted a picture of himself with those ridiculous abs of his and those ridiculous lats of his and those ridiculous triceps of his and just him being basically ridiculously toned. But in the wording underneath, this to me is where we probably get a bit of an indication of where Mo's feeling, because he looks like a player that's enjoying life, that's loving his football. And it says, "You, the fans, keep me going. You give me more strength than I think you'll ever know." I think that tells me that he's a player who's loving life, loving being at Anfield. And I hope, like, none of us know what the situation is behind the scenes with the negotiations over the contract, but I don't think there's a single one of us who doesn't think he deserves to be on a very, very good wage and up there with similar players of his ilk. Maybe Liverpool can't afford to pay him, you know, the real 700 grand a week type of money, but I'm sure, and I hope, I say I'm sure, I'm not, I hope that a compromise can be reached and that Mohamed Salah will stay and be happy, because he's going down in Liverpool folklore no matter what happens, and we can't be losing Mo. And I don't think Mo wants to leave, excuse me, looking at him. He looks really happy at the minute and laser focused as well. And that's a good sign, really good sign. It just speaks to his professionalism and the type of person that he is, that he wouldn't let this type of stuff distract him. Hi Craig, hope you're okay. Are you friends with Mark? Again, as I've said, I've dealt with it at the start of the stream. I don't want to publicly speak about something that was dealt with privately, because that's where these things should remain, in my view. I don't air dirty laundry in public. It's not the right way to go about it. But again, for me, with everybody, you know me, I don't do beefs. I don't wish anybody ill or harm. I just want to carry on and do my own thing and enjoy what I'm doing. So there we go. Hi Craig, love your content and Jack is very good. Cheers to you both from Gen LFC. Thank you. And great to hear the feedback about Jack as well, because we look at Jack Gill and we see somebody with loads and loads of enthusiasm, loads and loads of ability, and a great in-depth knowledge as well of football, particularly at underage level. You've also got Jack's background in refereeing as well. So we see tons of positives around Jack Gill, and we think he can be something really special. That's why we've entrusted him with the late night agendas. And trust me, I didn't give them up easily, because the late night agendas are the bread and butter of the channel. We like to think of it as the match days are for maybe some casual viewers and stuff, but the late night agendas are for the hardcore Anfield agenda OGs. So, you know, I think Jack will go down very well with you guys. He's got a really great sense of humour as well. And, you know, I'll be popping in once a week for the Cop the Week, which will be tomorrow, by the way. So myself, Jack and Steve will be getting together for this week's Cop the Week tomorrow. So I hope you can join me for that at 8:45. Joanne, thank you. What is that in the cup? It's red. I don't know what it is though, Joanne. I'm sure you don't know as well, Joanne. So he says like you made the super sticker. But thank you, Joanne. Appreciate it. And look, what you'll always get from me, ladies and gentlemen, when I do anything is I want to come on here and I want to make people smile. And whatever's happening outside my life, I try not to carry it onto the stream. Sometimes I fail. Sometimes, you know, I'm in a bad mood. But all in all, I know how fortunate I am. I know how lucky I am to have your support. I know how lucky I am to have a good team around me. And I'm looking at the top left-hand corner and seeing 120,000 subscribers. I don't belong in this level. I shouldn't have 120,000 subscribers watching this channel. But it's because of you guys. It's because of the chat. It's because of the quality of the chat. It's because of how heartfelt you guys are. And yeah, I'm very fortunate and loving life at the minute. So again, thank you for all your messages and words of support over the last few weeks, which have been a bit of a headache for me on a personal level. But knowing that I've got the streams to come on and talk to you guys and interact and speak about the club that we all love always makes me smile, always makes me happy. And I always get a lovely message that cheers me up as well, whether it be from somebody who says the whole family watch it, which I think is mad, or somebody who said that they're in Lanzarote and that they put it on in a bar and the whole bar was watching the watch along. I can't really think about stuff like that because I'd be too nervous, really, if I'm honest. Callum, how are you, dude? Says, hey, mate, how are you? Not going to lie, this season, or not going to lie, this start to the season is lit. Love it. Love to you, man. Keep up the great work. WFM, you'll never walk alone. Yeah, it's shaping up, I should say, to be an absolutely cracking Premier League campaign, isn't it? I don't think you'll be able to separate the top four by more than a few points for long. Like, I can't see anybody galloping away with this. Very good display today by Chelsea against Spurs, particularly in the second half. To go there and beat them 3-0, and look, it could have been more. It was a very good performance. And yesterday, this might sound weird. I should probably shouldn't be saying this, but I think that the scoreline yesterday flattered us a little bit. And by saying that, I don't mean that we're not good. I mean that Crystal Palace are actually better than that scoreline suggested. I think they're going to give some people some serious headaches this season. I like the way Patrick Vieira has got them set up. There's a determination about them, a steeliness about them. If Hudson Edouard can be that goal scorer for them, if he can be that missing piece of the jigsaw, I think they could be a top half team. And I probably wouldn't have said that in pre-season. So I was very impressed with them, and I thought a 3-0 win was maybe a little bit on the flattering side for us, but don't get me wrong, I'll take it every day of the week. You deserved 120k subs because you're an amazing YouTuber. I'm just a normal lad, mate. You know what I mean? I don't believe I'm anything other than a normal fella that watches football. I don't buy into the hype, or I don't, I'm not arrogant enough to think that I'm brilliant at this. I make mistakes. I shit the bed, but I try and lean into it and have a bit of fun. Right, what else we got? Somebody said your mods are fast. Yeah, they are. Our mods are top notch. Our mods are a huge part of this channel. I personally wouldn't be able to cope without the hard work the moderators put in, because they get the stuff before I see it. And there's nothing worse than when you're doing a stream or something, you're really happy and you're making a good point or something, and you catch something out of the corner of your eye, and it is a bit disheartening at times when it happens. But thankfully we've got a really good group of people here, and not just the moderators, just the family, the community here in general. We could probably have 150,000 subscribers right now, but we've banned and blocked so many people because they don't have the respect or the ethos or the outlook that we'd like our community to have. And that just doesn't mean towards me. It's more towards each other. Right, what else have we got? Still having flashbacks to Naby's goal. Yeah, can we take a second? Can we just take a second to talk about Naby Keita's goal? Because it was sensational. And the calmness. I think Curtis Jones nearly ruined his celebration, because, Naby was trying to give it Mr. I'm real cool and calm and composed, and you can see Curtis Jones' enthusiasm. We just wanted to give him a hug and celebrate with him, but what a strike it was. Let me ask the chat, actually, what do you guys think? Was that better, or was Hendo's goal better? Because I've gone back and forth between them. The context of Hendo's goal was obviously more important because, it was the third in a 3-2 win, whereas Naby's was the third in a 3-0 win. But, there were shades of Olympiacos around that Hendo strike. I won't lie. You said you got flashbacks to Naby's goal. And when the Hendo scored that, I had instant flashbacks to the Olympiacos goal Gerrard scored. Philip said, hi Craig, let's move forward. Excited for the future of AA. Really hope we sign players in January because we can win the league, but we need more depth. Yeah, look, I think for us to win the league this year, you'll probably agree with me, we'll need a little bit of luck, particularly on the injuries front, because looking at our bench, I think it's probably better than we think subconsciously at times. Now, yesterday as an example, we had no Trent Alexander-Arnold. We basically had an entire different back four yesterday for that game. But the difference is this season, we came away with the win. Whereas you get the feeling of last season with no fans in, we may not have came away with the victory if we made that many changes. So, we are always probably an injury or two away from a bit of a mini crisis, particularly at the top end of the field. But I'm optimistic. I really am optimistic about this team, and it just has the feeling again that they're back in their groove and they know each other, they know how to play, they know their roles, and having the spine of the team there is hugely important. I'm having Big Verge back. I'm back to almost his brilliant best because he's still recovering, but yeah, it's great, and I think we can do good things this season, but we will need a bit of luck. I still wouldn't make us favourites for the Premier League, but I'll say what I've always said. We'll be there or thereabouts. And, whoever wins it this season, I think it's going to be one hell of a battle. Hendo's right, let's have a look. Who are we saying about the goals? Naby's goal for Mick. Keita's celebration was pure Cantona, said Henderson Galbraith. Yeah, it did have that kind of that air about it. All right, yeah, I'm with you on that one. Naby for captain Sal. What else we got? Keita for Callum. Keita's was better for Philip Hunt. I can't choose it. Dylan Hendo's goal for a few Hendo shouts in a row there as well. Hi Craig, are you okay? I'm good, George. I'm good, my man. I'm all good. Naby has arrived. I hope so, because we all want him to succeed. Like, everybody knows that there's a footballer there. Everybody knows that how good Naby can be. And I love him on that left-hand side. He's got a very good relationship, obviously, with Sadio Mane and understanding with Sadio Mane. And I think with whomever is at left-back as well. And on the right-hand side, we've seen, whether it be Jordan Henderson or whether it be Harvey Elliott, we've seen, again, a very good understanding of not only what's needed, but what everybody else is going to do. Knowing what your teammates are going to do if they go forward, that you automatically drop back into cover. Those little relationships around the pitch are really important. And it's a shame for Harvey Elliott that he picked up his injury, because, he was fitting in really well on the right. But it does probably solve the Jordan Henderson equation a little bit, because we looked a bit off balance when he was on the left. He didn't have the same impact for me. So it'll be interesting to see when Harvey does get back what way the manager looks to line it up, because right now it seems almost certain that Hendo will be on the right, and then you'll have either a Thiago or a Naby Keita probably on the left hand side. Origi's pass in the game was good as well. Yeah, Origi had a really good game against AC Milan, actually. I don't think he got the credit for the level of performance that he put in there, and his little chip over the top for Mohamed Salah's goal was pretty good as well. And look, I hold my hands up on it. I'm the first one to criticise Divock when he doesn't play well, so I like to think I'm big and ugly enough to be the first one to put my hands up and give the man credit when he does play well. Naby is a baller, said Trenton. Right, what else we got? Just another Manchester United fan in the chat making an absolute show of their fan base. But there you go, mate. You don't get to slag people off, buddy, when you're hiding behind a fake name and a fake profile because you haven't got the balls to sit in front of the camera. When you actually start using your real name and image, and we can judge you the same way you want to judge others, then we can have a talk, mate. Until then, back to bed, kid. Craig, who would you sign in January? On this, so Adeyemi looks like a baller, and I was all worked up about Adeyemi, but I seen an interview, or I read an interview, I should say, where he spoke about the fact that he feels like he's got unfinished business at Bayern Munich, and you just wonder if he'll make the move from Salzburg to Bayern Munich. At least it looks like in his head that's where he sees his future. I don't know if anybody else caught this interview or read it, but it was a little bit disheartening because we'd seen Liverpool linked with a €25 million move in January. Which again, just speculation, and we weren't the only ones linked. I think Dortmund's name was there. I think Barca and maybe another club. I can't remember the fourth club, but yeah, I was a little bit when I seen those comments. No, it doesn't close the door. Nothing's finalised. Other players have previously said positive stuff about other clubs and ended up elsewhere, but I don't know if we will do business in January. Interestingly enough, yeah, I don't know. I suppose we'll need to see where we are come January with regards to injuries and availability of players. How did I do in the FPL this weekend, said Tobias. I don't know. Let me check now. I haven't got a chance to check yet today, mate. Probably awful, but what have we got? That's not bad, actually. 71. 71, not bad. I'll take that. Would I take Pulisic? Yes. Oh God, yes, mate. I've said this loads of times. To me, Christian Pulisic is the one that got away. Even though I don't know if we were ever really in for him, but I look at Christian Pulisic and I just see, everything, every box ticked. Technically good enough. Marketability, he's absolutely, huge with regards to the American market as well, which having American owners, I would have thought we probably would have went for the lad. But he ended up at Chelsea, and for me, it's one that, I would have loved at Liverpool, I really would. Haaland is coming, said Mr. Henry. Not the real John W. Henry, but a John W. Henry in the chat. Conserve the money, then spend big when needed, said Jake Fahey. In the summer, I've seen United's name again linked to Jude Bellingham, by the way, and they do need a centre midfielder, although probably a more deep lying one than him. I don't know if I'm setting myself up for a big fall on this one, but I've always been quite confident of the idea of Bellingham ended up at Liverpool. Now, I know the next thing, when I say that, people are going to say, hang on there, you can't afford him, which is kind of true, I suppose, but we probably will tell somebody. That's not what we want to hear, but I think that might be the case. The January market, I don't even want to think about it yet, to be honest with you, because that summer transfer market was just one long headache, if I'm being honest, and a lot of frustration for a lot of us, because we got Ibrahim Konate in early doors. That was great, the signing that we needed and we were all happy with. We moved players on, it became frustrating. So I don't even want to think about January just yet until we get more games under our belt and focus on that, because I just want to enjoy the season, because the start we've made has been brilliant. We're off to a good start in the Champions League as well. I'm really intrigued to see what side Jurgen Klopp puts out on Tuesday against Norwich, and I hope we have a good run of that competition as well. Thoughts on Jack Grealish? He's a very fine footballer, but I think his price tag is over the top. But that's not his fault. That was the deal that he had with Villa. If somebody came in, paid that much, and we're in the Champions League, then they'd allow him to speak. And he went to Manchester City. Time will tell if he lives up to the price tag, if he helps Manchester City to win a European Cup or not. I would rather, if it was Liverpool, we spend 100 million in a different way. I think there's better value out there, but at the end of the day, he's a very good footballer. So, it'd be disingenuous if I didn't say he was a class footballer. Do I play Sunday League? No, God, no, mate. Look, no, just my days of playing football are well and truly over, dude. Tom, thank you, mate. Love you too. Really appreciate that. What else is there? Are you okay, Craig? Yeah, I'm fine, mate. I'm good. People don't need to worry about me. I'm grand, honestly. Which is one of the reasons why I wanted to come on tonight and make the video, just because I wanted to just make sure everyone knew it was grand. Absolutely sound. There's nothing to worry about on my behalf. We just push ahead as always. We continue to try and grow the Anfield agenda community on here, and we have a little bit of fun along the way. Gio Reyna, that's a good shout, and somebody who I know that Klopp's a fan of, but again, I don't know how scouted he has been. I know we have looked at him, but then again, most top clubs in Europe would have looked at him. Yeah, it's fascinating when you think about Liverpool transfers, because so often the players heavily linked to us are never the ones that show up or the ones that we're actually interested in. So, Saul ended up at Chelsea after a long summer. Basuma ended up staying at Brighton. All the forwards that we've been linked with as well, no offer made on any of them, regardless of some of the media stories that were saying that we bid X amount for what X or what we didn't. We didn't bid for any of them that I'm aware of anyway. What's the hints to a Salah contract? Any chance? Again, mate, it's just more, I spoke about it at the start, Jake. It's just really about his language in the post that he put up after the game against... Sorry, let me just grab the comment up. The post after the game against Who did we play yesterday? My brain's gone already. Who did we beat yesterday? Crystal Palace, sorry. I was distracting myself. He said, you, the fans, keep me going. You give me more strength than you'll ever know. You know, I don't know if that's him being coy and, you know, maybe, I don't want to say manipulating the fans, because that's not in his nature. But, you know, laying his cards on the table. It sounds to me like he's a footballer that's happy where he is. And if he can get a financial package that he's happy with, I don't think he wants to go anywhere else. So I hope it gets resolved. But yeah, that's where the little bit of a hint is. It just, you know, that to me seems like a player who's happy. Who do I think's the future of Liverpool? I don't think any one player will be the future of Liverpool. I think one of the most important decisions that will be made will be who comes in after Jurgen Klopp. I think that's a huge decision, and one that we need to get right, because it's going to be very hard whenever Klopp decides that he calls time on his Liverpool managerial career. It's going to be very hard to replace him, whether it's Steven Gerrard, whether it's Pep Linders, whether it's another coach from somewhere in Europe, who knows. But that to me is the one thing that I would say will be the most defining time over the next few years. Hope that makes sense. What team will be our biggest challenge in the title race? It looks like Chelsea. I think United got lucky today, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think that they played that well. Very good save from David De Gea for the penalty. I thought it was a nailed-on penalty. I don't think anybody could have any complaints about that. But they still look like they're not the complete team to me. That of the other teams in and around us, I think that they're probably the weaker of the opponents, but still a very, very good team. Don't get me wrong. I think even United fans would admit they're in transition still a little bit, and the manager still has a lot to prove. So we'll wait and see what happens there. But I think Chelsea are probably going to be the pace setters, for want of a better phrase. Thank you, Lewis. That's a really kind comment, mate. Really love that. Nagelsmann after Klopp says the gentleman guide. Yeah, look, Julian Nagelsmann is a really good coach. Just stepped into the Bayern job, obviously, after Hansi Flick went up to the German national team. Spent time at Hoffenheim and that beforehand. Good manager, really well thought of throughout Europe. Real Madrid wanted him at one point as well. He turned that offer down at the time because he didn't think he was at a point in his career where he was ready for it yet, which just goes to speak about how self-aware he is as well. So yeah, good shout, but there are some other good young coaches coming through as well. Who's your favourite Irish player who played for Liverpool? Probably Ronnie Whelan. Yeah, I'm probably going to go Ronnie Whelan. Klopp will smother Tuchel, said John Duke. It's going to be an interesting managerial battle, isn't it? Because both of them very, very good tactically. Little tweaks to the system. And I do think Thomas Tuchel has come on a lot as a manager. In fact, I didn't expect him to have as big of an impact at Chelsea as he's having. And he's a very astute manager, Thomas Tuchel. So it'll be an interesting battle, all right? Battle of wits as the season goes on. Love you too, Man United fan 2007. Thank you, George. I'm all good. Thank you, dude. What do I think about Jeremy Doku? Really exciting youngster going a bit under the radar. Well, we've mentioned him before, Jeremy Doku. We've been looking at the kid since he was, I mean Liverpool, since he was 15 or 16. He was over and he was shown around Melwood and Anfield, and they tried to convince him to leave Anderlecht and to come and join Liverpool, but he decided at the time to stay where he was. But he is a name that's constantly been linked to us, you're right, and somebody who had a really good impact in the Euros as well. And yeah, it's hard to not to get carried away, but again, he'd fit the right type of profile. He said he wanted one more year where he is before he potentially moves on, so let's wait and see. But I love the shout of Doku. You know, I'm a fan of his. I've made no secret of that. Connor said, genuinely don't think there's anything that make me happier than Klopp signing an extension. I agree, but I also understand where Klopp was coming from with regards to when he's finished his contract at Liverpool. What will he be, 10 years nearly here, something like that? That's a long time. a club as under the spotlight and as pressurised as Liverpool. So, you know, you see managers often come into the Premier League and age very quickly because of the demands on there, but Klopp's delivered the Holy Grail. You know, he's delivered the league title. European Cups are what the club live for, but, you know, ending that 30-year hoodoo was huge. But I do agree with you, it would be amazing if he signed another extension. And it's very, I can't remember a time in my lifetime, where we're all in unison on a manager. You know, sometimes, even with Rafa, towards the end, there was a split. Some of it because of obviously the owners and the way he wasn't being backed and he was venting his own frustrations. But with Klopp, I don't think there's a single person out there who wouldn't say, if he was offered a contract extension tomorrow, that they hope he signed it. Do I think Basuma is too arrogant after the comments he made? I didn't see them, but I know of the comments that you're talking about. I think, did he say something along the lines of, I'm the best midfielder in the league, or something along those. And look, you want players to believe in their own ability, don't you? Particularly when they come to a club, or may come to a club the size of a Liverpool or a Manchester United. You have to have that bravado and that inner belief. You can still be humble, of course. I suppose different people display their confidence in different ways. So, again, if he did end up at Liverpool, I'd only be concerned about what his feet do rather than what his mouth does. So, if he's putting in performances, talk away, as long as you're performing. Do I think the baby giraffe is underrated? That was the question, actually, we recorded in a video, part of a video that I just did before this stream. Do I think he's underrated? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'd say probably. He's a fine footballer when fit and available. You know, he's up there. I'm always calm when I see him in the team because you know what his game is, you know what he's about. So yeah, I think maybe underrated is a good show. Would I rather win the Champions League or the Premier League this season? For me, Alex, and I may be a little bit different to others, I know there are people who are fascinated with hunting down Manchester United's tally of league titles. For me, European Cup. Always the European Cup, mate. You know, I wanted us to win the league to end that hoodoo, and look, another league title wouldn't go astray. But if you had both trophies in front of me now and said Liverpool can have one, I'm going to the European Cup because I believe that's where the real excellence is measured. You know, winning a Premier League or a league title is difficult. You don't do it by accident. You know, sometimes in a Champions League campaign, you'll have to have some luck along the way, some decisions that go your way and stuff like that. But yeah, Champions League. But what about you? What do you guys prefer? Would you prefer right now one of the two trophies? Which one are you taking, Champions League or Premier League? A couple of other bits as well. While we're talking about trophies, Champions League, Premier League, don't forget that our members of Anfield Agenda FC do get use of all the cool emojis that actually include the Premier League and European Cup trophies, as well as loads of other ones. You can sign up to become a member by either clicking the blue join button or be via the link in the description. Like most other channels, it is $4.99 a month. On top of those emojis, you also get into our Discord group. Your name appears in green to me and other users, making it easier to spot your comments and a few other bits and bobs as well. 7 times RSH. Do you know what's really annoying? I don't like the number 7. That's really, really annoying to me because I want Liverpool to win the European Cup extremely badly, but I don't like the number 7. I don't know why. I've never liked it. I don't like it on a car reg. I don't like phone numbers that have the 7 in it. I don't know what it is. I have this irrational disliking of the number 7 for I don't know what reason. So, yeah, we'd better hurry up the following year winning 8 if that's the case. Evening, Craig. What's the news on Salah's contract? There isn't really news on it, Matthew. It's more, again, as I was trying to say earlier on, just the comments that he's coming out with after the game, that the fans fuel him and, you know, they'll never fans won't understand how much the support means to him. Just those comments, mate, they don't seem the comments of a player who's looking to get out of a club. They seem like the comments of a player who look happy, settled and enjoying his football and is in absolutely supreme physical condition. Every time he takes his top off, a little piece of me dies inside because I look at me, I look at Mo, I look back at me, I look up at Mo. Well, I think most males will probably be in a similar scenario, to be fair. Craig loves a segue. Oh, I do love a little segue, Jack, particularly when we're talking about Manscaped and stuff. I do like to find my way into it. Mick said 7 is your lucky number, plus multiples. Yeah, I don't know if I'd have a lucky number. 13 has appeared in my life a lot with houses and stuff like that. So maybe 13. Fade said, congratulations on 120,000. Thank you. But again, no need to congratulate me. It's only because of you guys and your support that the channels have reached it. So look, if you are watching, you're with us for the first time, I hope you're enjoying the stream. Please do hit the subscribe button, drop a like on the video as well. Yeah, loads of stuff still to talk about. Got to carry on till 9 o'clock, so another 19 minutes or so to go. And as always, you guys lead the show, so let me know whatever it is you want to chat about, or if you have any questions you want to ask, whack it into the chat. Thank you, Craig. Love the channel and the work you do. Again, thank you, Matthew. What's happening with Taki? Well, he came back from international break with an injury. Wasn't thought to be that serious. And again, the club aren't very giving with information around injuries, are they? Particularly in regards to time frames. So Firmino, as an example, all we got was he won't be available this weekend. So you don't get a definitive of when we might see him back. With Taki, I think he'll get the opportunity. I mean, obviously Tuesday would have been a very good chance for him. I don't know if he may or may not be fit for it, but if he was, it'd be a good chance for him to show what he could do. And these are the type of opportunities he needs to seize upon if he is to have a future at Liverpool. It's been, again, you know, I try and take into account the price that we paid for him as well, which was very small in the grand scheme of things. But at the end of the day, you're taking a squad place, so regardless of what was paid for you or how much wages you're on, you've got to try and contribute and play your part. And I just don't know what way Klopp views him yet. That's what I'm interested to figure out, if Klopp thinks he has a future or not. Because whatever I think is irrelevant, but what the manager thinks is important. So I guess the proof of the pudding will be in the eating and how much game time he may or may not get. Do I think Becker will play on Tuesday? Said Cube. No, I think Creeving Kelleher will probably play on Tuesday. Again, just guessing, but you'd imagine that this would be the opportunity for Creeving Kelleher to get a game. Or do you think Owen Beck? Is that who you're talking about, mate? If that's the case, then possibly, but that's definitely more of a Jack Gill question. George said, score prediction against us. George is a Norwich fan. Welcome in, George, by the way. Lovely to have you, mate. I wouldn't even know where to start with a prediction, George. And look, I have to film a preview for the game. I have to record one for the channel. And it's really difficult because I don't know how strong Jurgen Klopp is going to go, nor do I know how strong your gaffer is going to go. But I always enjoy the games against Norwich. So, yeah, I don't even know where to start with a prediction, mate, because, you know, I've no idea what way Klopp is going to take this game or how strong he's going to go. I wouldn't have thought he would have made as many changes as he did against Crystal Palace. So I don't know what he has in mind for Tuesday. I really don't. If you could choose between winning the World Cup but not play at all tournament, or play the whole tournament and be the top goal scorer but lose, definitely winning it, mate. 100% winning the World Cup. Whether I kick a ball or not, you're part of a team, you're part of a family, you're part of a community and a movement. So if I didn't play, I'd still want my teammates to succeed and the joy it brings to the country. So I'd always put that above personal gain. So yeah, I'd go with the World Cup and not playing. John said, rest easy, Craig. You may not have the body of Salah, but I bet he's not as well groomed with your manscaping tools. You've done it to me, Owen. You've given me the segue, mate. Well done. And yes, he may not be. He may be, but he may not be. Who knows? Maybe Mo uses Manscaped. Maybe he doesn't. But what Mo knows and what you can know, ladies and gentlemen, is that you can get 20% off and free shipping if you use the code WFM20. W for weird, F for fucking, M for massive. That's what it stands for. WFM20. And you too can get free postage and 20% off at manscaped.com. Mo, if you're watching, dude, you don't need the 20% off, but who doesn't love a bargain? So get yourself to manscaped.com, Mo. And the lads downstairs will thank you later, Mo. We were always thanking you for the performances, but I bet you've never had your own nuts. Thank you, Mo. Maybe you have. I don't know. Maybe you already use Manscaped. Who knows? Liz said, how amazing was James freaking Milner yesterday? Yeah, like for those that aren't aware, and I only seen the statistic on Match of the Day, first in so many metrics around that game yesterday. First in sprints, first in distance covered, I think first in touches as well. He is just defying father time. Now, right back isn't his most natural position, obviously, but that is part of the beauty of James Milner. You can drop him in anywhere on the pitch and you'll get a performance out of him. What I love about him is we talk about leaders a lot, but you can see in James Milner, when we seen out the game against AC Milan, it was Jimmy Milner at the heart of that, making sure he was winning cheap free kicks, running the clock down. It must be a joy to go into the dressing room and know that you've got James Milner there with you, whether a young player who's looking to develop or a senior pro who just knows that when you go to war, that this guy's going to be there with you. And yeah, very, very fortunate, Liz, that we have him at the club, and I certainly don't take him for granted. Love you too. Thank you very much. Lee Chappie, see you in the chat. How are you? I hate international football, to be honest, said Ian. I'm not a massive fan of it, but I have to say this season the international breaks are coming at a good time. Last international break we got to go over for the Warrington fight. The next international break, I'm heading over to Spain for a week with my family, so I can't complain about them this time. You know, usually I am one to complain about them, but hope Craig is doing good. I am, Ahmed. Thank you, mate. Lovely to see you in. Konate was nervous. Yeah, actually, let me just adjust here. Usually I don't adjust, but I feel like I need to a bit. Let's have a little chat around Ibrahim Konate, because I think it was a mixed review yesterday from people about how they think he performed. But what I will say is, no matter what level we think he performed at, he was part of a defence that kept a clean sheet. He was probably a bit nervous, but even taking all that into consideration, he still played well. I just think there's more to come from Ibrahim Konate, and the more he becomes settled at the club with the style of football in the Premier League. And again, we got to remember how young the dude is. You know, it's very easy for us to talk about the likes of Matthias de Ligt, who came through at 18, but they're in the minority. Usually centre-backs in Premier League, you're not getting in the Premier League first team usually. You know, there are some exceptions, and, you know, at the minute we're seeing younger centre-backs come through, but it's the first time in my lifetime that I can really remember 20, 21-year-old centre-backs being in prominent positions, or prominence. What's the phrase I'm looking for? In and around the starting 11s all the time, basically, rather than trying to find a long-winded way of saying it. And I think Konate will turn out to be an exceptionally good piece of business. You know, it's important we remember that he's still learning, and I certainly won't be judging him for at least 6 months. I expect him to come in and have good games and bad games, and, you know, he's still a learning process as well. Some of his shorter range passing probably could do with it being looked at, but all in all, you know, it was a solid first performance from him, and again, was part of a defence that kept a clean sheet. Thoughts on people saying Liverpool are finished, said Scott. But we're top of the league, 15 games unbeaten, no real concerns so far besides Harvey this season. Let them say we're finished would be my answer, Scott, mate, because, you know, I think James Pearce said when we had a chat with him before the season that this Liverpool squad are relishing the tag of underdogs, and they're relishing people nearly writing them off. You know, Klopp won't need any more words of encouragement to give his players than that. So I would say count this group out with your peril, because they've proved time and time again that they didn't get the nickname mentality monsters for nothing. They've done it because they grind stuff out. And I have to say, I didn't think we were getting Champions League football last season. I have to admit, I'd pretty much given up. But that's why I'm not at the top level as a footballer, and these guys are. So I'm saying, yeah, let them write us off, mate, but they'll do it at their own peril. How's it going, mate? What's the Salah contract talk, said Harry. Nothing really dramatic, Harry. Just, again, reiterating what I said to the guys earlier on. Just his post after the game suggests that he's loving life. He really appreciates the fans. It just doesn't seem like the type of post from somebody who wants to move. So I think just those positive vibes coming from Mo. You know, maybe I'm setting myself up for a fall here, but I like the look of it. I like his body language. I like how happy he is when he celebrates. And he looks like a guy in the prime of his career, playing great football, in a place that he's idolised, with a great manager. You know, so why would he want to go anywhere else? Craig, you're beautiful tonight. Oh, Steve, Miel Mucker from Shankill, how are you? I'm very white tonight, haven't I? You know, I don't break out the white hoodies very often, mate. These are the going out hoodies, Steve, the good hoodies. I hope you're well as well, dude. Nice to see you back in. Steve's one of my friends from Shankill, the town I grew up in. We'll give you a mod, Steve. We'll give you a moderator, Steve, just because you're an L Mucker of mine and I want to see you when you come in. So makes it easier for me to spot you. But yeah, Steve Wally 83. I'm good, man. Not as beautiful as you, Steve. Not as beautiful as you. I seen the nudes you were sending Casper the other day. Naughty boy. United fans say Liverpool are finished. Us City fans know they're a very dangerous team, says Blue Viper. Yeah, as I said, mate, let anybody else count it. All that care, I'm sure from inside Manchester City's camp, the same. Just let them talk. I don't know what else to say, but let them talk. Klopp's boys will do their talking on the pitch, and it's setting itself up for a pretty good season. I think we're going to have a title race that we haven't had for a very long time. Not just 2 teams, 3 or 4 teams really fighting it out, and dropping points and taking points off each other, which is very interesting. Suxi, how are you? Nice to see you in as well. Salah was exceptional yesterday, said Pat. He was, Pat. He was top notch, mate. The way he took the goal as well, because he didn't have time to think about it. Just bang, left foot volley goal. But he just contributes so much, doesn't he? You see, when Thiago went off, immediately Mohamed Salah dropped back into cover because he knew we were down to 10 men, and he's got such a good work ethic. He's easy to like, isn't he, Mohamed Salah, for very, very many reasons. Golden Boot prediction. I'm going to stick with what I said at the start of the season. I'm sticking with Mo. I know people will talk about Lukaku, Ronaldo, Kane, and rightly so. They will be there or thereabouts, but I didn't really predict us to I didn't predict us to win the league. I didn't predict us to win an FA Cup or anything. So I did predict us to win the Champions League though, because I had to pick something. But I do think Mo will be there or thereabouts, and it won't be because he's selfish. So I want to make that point out. I've seen so far this season a really unselfish side to Mohamed Salah, particularly with regards to the relationship with Sadio and the amount of balls he's played through for Sadio. So certainly if he does finish top scorer, I don't think it'll be because he's a glory hunter or because he's not passing. We're a constant work in progress. Look at the young talent we have signed in the last 3 years. Yeah, and look, that young guy that we signed from Newcastle as well, what's his name again? His name escapes me at the minute. Clark. He looks like an absolutely quality player as well. And then you've got Harvey Elliott, of course, is coming through. Curtis Jones coming through. Muzialowski, who's at underage level. Gianluigi Pitaluga. So many more. Connor Bradley. Loads of great talent that has been brought in. But the toughest leap to make is that last step, isn't it? It's from the under-23s or the 18s to the first team. Now you're not on That's Football, you'll be doing more on here. Yes, between here and Craig Station. I'll probably do the games I probably would have been doing over there. I'll probably do them on Craig Station, because I did free up time. Part of giving Jack the new shows, apart from giving Jack the ability to build up his own audience and following, was that it freed me up to do some other bits and pieces. And I'm at my best, I think, on match day, so I'll probably do some watch-alongs on Craig Station and a few more bits and pieces as well. So keep an eye on, if you haven't subscribed to Craig Station, there is a link below. It's at about, I think it's about 300 away from 25,000, which is class considering it's relatively newish. But yeah, I'll get back to doing there and more stuff on here. So what you'll probably see with me on here is everything on a match day, like I spoke about before, but probably some more shorter pre-recorded stuff as and when I get some spare time. So I'll be live for all the games. Every match day I will be here, except next Saturday, because Jack's going to be doing the Brentford game, because as you know, I'm heading over to the AJ fight with Connor, and it's the only game I think I'm going to miss this season, but it's too big an event for not to go to. So yeah, that's the only one I miss. But other than that, every game, every preview, every post-match, player ratings, all that stuff. And I love Connor's new idea of the player ratings and you guys having a vote in them. I love that aspect of it, because it lets me think if my judgment of a player is right or wrong or skewed by bias or anything, because you guys get a chance to vote if he gets a 5 to 6, a 7 to 8, or a 9 to 10. So I love that new aspect that Connor's added in. Brentford versus Liverpool prediction. It screams like a game that has goals in it to me. The way Brentford play is very easy to watch, very enjoyable, high energy. And as I said to you when they came up, they're a club that has ambition written all over them. They don't want to go back down. So Ivan Toney, again, has started scoring. I think we'll beat them, but I don't think it'll be easy. I think a lot of people thought when Arsenal went there the opening day of the season that it was going to be a walk in the park. I don't expect that at all. I expect it to be a difficult game of football, but we should be winning games like that, so I'd have to think that we will, although it won't be arrogant about it. Waiting for a night out, Craigie, which ain't often. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, Luke. So we're heading off on Friday. We're flying into Stansted on Friday, and then our hotel is, I think, 25 minutes away from Spurs Stadium or so. So we'll probably just have a few drinks. Yeah, I'm gonna have a drink on the Friday. So thank God I'm not on Twitter anymore, because our Discord group should probably expect some drunken posts from me and Connor on Friday, because we'll be having a few drinks, and then Saturday heading to the fight. And what an occasion that's going to be. I mean, not many chances in life you get to go to something the scale of this, 60,000 inside Spurs Stadium for AJ Usyk, which is going to be great. Our seats they're in a good area, that we're right on the halfway line, but we're like up in the top tier. So just happy to be there and really looking forward to it. And again, I don't go out very often, so I am nervous but excited about it, because Bradford and Leeds, we really enjoyed ourselves. It was a great trip. People were really nice to us, and the event itself was lovely as well. So if you ever get a chance to go to Addington and Headingley, I'd say do it. It's an amazing venue. I mean, where they have the stand and the corporate stuff in between, you can see Headingley, Leeds Rhinos pitch, and Headingley, the cricket pitch, from the hospitality. It's class. Twitter is the toilet of social media. No argument from me on that one, dude. I quit Twitter a week or so ago, and I have never felt more relaxed or more less self-loathing than I have over the past week. I've actually starting to feel good about myself for a change, which hasn't happened in a while. And yes, as Brian said in the chat, RIP Jimmy Greaves. So some of us of the older persuasion, I'm looking at you here, Brian, in particular. Dara, I'm looking at you. Bernadette, I'm looking at you. Never talk about a lady's age, but I know you're of a certain vintage like me, Bernadette. We remember the St. and Greavesy show. It was a staple of football, one of the first really big hit football shows. And I mean, Tottenham Hotspur's leading goal scorer, I believe. I think he held the English goal scoring record as well, and died today, I think, at 81 years of age. So may he rest in peace. Absolutely, another great of the game passed away, unfortunately. Hey Craig, bloody leg, end you were bloody leg end. Oh, legend. Sorry, I was thinking leg end. Why is he slagging me? What have I done to him? But you meant legend. Sorry, mate. That's just me being an idiot. Very sad about Jimmy Greaves. And Boise, Boise from Only Fools and Horses. I didn't know about that one until earlier on. Somebody said it to me. Again, extremely sad. You're my hero and inspire me. Don't listen to the clowns. Thank you, Cody. Look, as I said at the start of the stream, I'll end it the same way. Other people had their say on their streams and questioned my ability to deal with certain things. And that's fair enough. Everybody has the right to say everything. My reply will be simply one thing. I would not let that happen to somebody in my stable, somebody who was working with or for me. I wouldn't let it happen. That's all I'm going to say in it. Other than that, I wish everybody the best. I've got no ill feeling towards anybody, and I just want to have fun and enjoy this. And if I don't enjoy something, I'm not going to do it. That's why I said I don't care how big a channel is or whatever. If I'm not feeling the vibes, if I don't feel like I'm wanted there, if I don't feel like I fit in, I'll say it as it is. I have done since day one, and I'm not going to change for anybody. I say things as I see them, and if people don't like that, they don't watch. It's as simple as that. Was Konate solid at the weekend? Yes, I think he was as good as could be expected, if that makes sense, because I do expect him to take a while to acclimatise. Craig, we're here for a good time, not a long time. I tell you what, Chanzo, turning 40 last weekend, sorry, I was going to say something there, but I bite my tongue. Turning 40 last weekend really made me reflect on that as well, mate. As I said to you guys before, if I hit 50, I'll be the first in my immediate bloodline of 4 generations to do it. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking at father time now and thinking, I'm going to just enjoy life. I've had enough negative shit go on that I just can't be arsed with it anymore. Right, look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call that one a night. The hour has absolutely flown by. And there's a super chat from Harry. Have you left That's Football? Yes. Yes, mate. Yeah, I don't want to get into it. As I said, I bite my tongue and I keep my own counsel in-house. Anybody else wants to give a Billy Big Bollocks in front of a camera and talk about people's credentials or ability to take stick, that's up to them. I'll do my talking here with my show. That's all I'll say. But I don't think anybody gets to question what I've been through in life to get here and question my bottle. So that's all I'm going to say in it. You know, it's easy to say these things when you're live in front of a camera. I've bit my tongue in it. I know how things unfolded and I'll carry on. But unlike others, I'll keep my own counsel and not try and belittle somebody to a camera to make myself feel better. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I will talk to you wonderful people tomorrow, 8:45. Myself, Steve and Jack Gill will be live for the Cop the Week show. Really looking forward to catching up with the guys. Hit a subscribe button, drop a like on the video, and I will chat to you guys soon. Have a lovely Sunday evening.